Hello, we are back. Back for part 2 of session 0, featuring our lovely players Brent, Bernier, Marissa, and Robert. I almost got tripped up there because the sound of the stream, it was like I was talking to myself. How strange. Hey, everybody. So we left off with everyone boarding the ship, taking a little bit of time to get to know each other. The guests boarded and settled in below deck, and the crew members grabbed a quick little bite to eat before the feast. I mean, they're sailors, eh? What can we say? The captain has now since gone up on deck, and we'll say that everybody has slowly made their way up there, and he's standing at the helm of his ship, looking out at the sea like he always does, very intimately. And he turns to look at everyone gathered on board. And he goes, "Welcome aboard, lasses and laddies, to the Curio Nimbus. This is my ship, and while you're aboard my ship, you're part of my crew. That means you'll treat all of them," and he points to his crew members standing at the back, "with respect, and they'll do just the same. And what I say is law aboard my ship. Do all of you understand?"
Aye!
Aye, aye!
Aye, aye, Captain.
And yeah, the crew members all kind of cry out, and then there's also Goop Daddy giving a little bit of, a flair to it. And some of the guests, Ika, but not everyone, sort of calls out. Some of them are looking a little bit, they're not used to this. The man in the big purple top hat kind of like takes it off and he goes, "Oh my." And the captain takes a step over to the edge. He's kind of on a raised portion where the helm is. He looks down at everyone and he goes, "We're making a few stops on our way to Geneset. So this trip will take us between 2 to 4 weeks. You best get comfy. I'll have plenty of work for all of you. So I want you all to do something for me right now. Those of you who are great at lifting and pushing things," and she slaps his big meaty arm and he goes, "and those of you who think you can throw a punch, come up on board with me up here." And a few people start, the crew members, the big stocky crew members, come and join him up top. And a few of the guests are maybe prodded by a couple of the crew members. Borbo and Rowan, do you join him up on the helm?
Yeah, I'm like an audience member, a bit further back, letting the youngsters and the new recruits ahead.
I have a question, which is there actual combat demonstration?
Like right now? Are you like?
Yeah. Is this just like a show of force, or is this is there actual force?
He's just asking to get a gauge. It's less about the crew members and it's more about the guests. But you guys kind of just follow his
lead. Like we've done this before, kind of deal. Yeah,
Mm.
I think that Rowan will kind of like hang back with Borbo. Probably even whisper to Borbo, just which crew, which guest do you think is the strongest?
I got one fish head on that green guy.
I think the purple one might have a hidden strength. He's so veiny.
And then
good cardiovascular.
In my pocket, you slip. There's like a little sardine head. It's like I slip it out to show him. When I clip it, look, it's a high valuable.
It's like super tiny to Courageous hands.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I think canonically sardines are hydras in our in the Hexworld.
They multiple heads.
So when you pull it out, it's just one of the heads. The rest are hidden in your little pouch. Yeah, so the big, stocky, strong members of the crew come up at the helm with the captain, and you do see the purple-skinned individual. He kind of like pulls down his hood, and he's got a clean-shaven head. He's just shiny, bald head. He kind of walks up with the rest of you. The man in the purple top hat, though, he kind of just stands there. Ika, do you go to join them?
I mean, she's mighty, but she's not bulky, so she's gonna wait and see if she can maybe aid in something else.
So yeah, he looks at everyone. He goes, good specimens. Yes, you'll make fine members of my crew. And he kind of like says that and winks at some of the crew members, and then he kind of hops up on the railing of the raised portion of the helm, and he looks out and you see him grab a rope, and he goes, "And all of you who are nimble and quick, good with your hands," and he kind of swings down and he spins around the main mast, grabs onto the side of it, and quickly and deftly kind of pulls himself up all the way to the crow's nest. And he goes, "Come up here and join me." He calls down. And then there's a few of the scrawnier, kind of quicker crew members. So they all start climbing up, and there's a few of them who do little flourishes, swinging on ropes too. And they make a show. One of them kind of falls overboard and falls into the water.
Oh my god! I dive off and I go to get him.
Pay no heed. Come up here, all of you. And there's the other kind of buzz cut. Mostly human individual kind of like looks up, and he's like, one of the crew members kind of starts prodding him to go up, and he starts climbing up, and he's doing it slowly, but he doesn't have like any issue with it. He's not like scared of climbing or anything. You see he makes it all the way to the top. Ika, do you join them?
Naturally. Yeah. Oh, I'm not muted, am I?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Not
okay,
on
good.
video.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, she maybe with a little bit of help of her lasso, just parkour her way up there too.
Beautiful. You climb your way up. You join the captain at the top, and the crow's nest is actually quite wide. There's a lot of room up here, and you notice that there's a crew member up on the crow's nest with the captain who is there. You didn't see him on deck. You didn't see him when you boarded the ship. He is he looks like a bird man. He's got kind of like this big beak, and he's got these kind of like black plumage that kind of curls up on his head, and he's got these white like winged arms and kind of these sharp yellow talons, and he's sort of just sitting there cross-legged with his eyes closed, and he's just sitting at the top of the crow's nest. There's like another level above the platform where you guys are all standing. And as everyone comes and joins, the captain goes, he looks down, and there's a few individuals still left over. Gilbert is down there. He has not swung on any ropes. He has not climbed. He has not gone up on the helm. A few of the other members of the crew who have slightly more specialized roles are sort of waiting at the bottom. And there's the gentleman with the top hat has not budged at all. And he goes, "Don't worry. I've got plenty of work for the rest of you too." And he jumps off the crow's nest, and just as he lands on deck, there's a brief moment where he kind of stops, and then he touches the ground. There's like almost like a padding, an invisible padding before his feet touch. And he walks over to the rest of them, and he goes, "My crew members know where your stations are. Come on down, let's go and get this over with." And the rest of them kind of scatter and go off to their unique positions. And there's even a couple what's the word for it? Like cannon men, cannoneers. Yes. They're there as well, and so they kind of go down below deck. And he kind of turns around and he looks at the man with the purple hat, and he goes, "And so, what do you think you'll be doing?" He goes, "Well, I don't know what you want me to do." And he looks around, and he walks over to the one end of the ship, and he grabs a mop and he tosses at him. And he goes, "Well, you'll have plenty of fun doing that, won't you?" Slaps him on the chest. And then he turns to the rest of the people, just ignores whatever the purple top-hatted man has to say. And he goes, "And once again, welcome aboard. Tonight, we set sail. And as we do, I invite all of you to enjoy in a lovely feast. I believe every voyage deserves an incredible meal. And you see coming up from below deck, Gilbert is carrying up some of the food that he has now prepared. A few of the other the cannoneers who had gone down come up and they're helping him. They're bringing sort of like these makeshift little tables that kind of put out onto the deck, and you see they actually slot into like little places on the deck so that they will be stable. And reveals the swordfish beautifully cut open and steamed, and with like lemons and all these red looking peppers and all sorts of like strange little garnishes. There's this long kind of, it was pink when Borbo caught it, but now it's like for some reason turned green after the cooking process. It kind of like opened it up, and it looks like the innards of that creature, this like parasitic looking creature, have been made into some sort of like dip, and there's all sorts of lovely breads and like a spread of cheeses and dried meats and things. And he invites everyone over. The crew members up on the crow's nest start coming down. Everyone on the helm starts coming down the steps, and everybody can enjoy in this feast.
I crawl over the edge of the ship carrying the crew member who was overboard. Just like kind of like throw them down on the floor, and I'm like, you really must be careful with yourself, Hinan. And then I see the purple top hat guy holding the mop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just, oh, good man. And I slap him on the back with my big wet paw.
Yeah, his top hat kind of like falls off. Oh my goodness. No, barbarians.
Careful,
Literally.
someone will slip. And then I go over to like Gilbert, and what can I help you with?
Sloppy.
Rowan, there's nothing to help me with anymore. Just enjoy it. Huh? And he goes and you see he takes a piece of bread and scoops up some of the green slop and starts eating. He goes, oh, Borbo, you got to catch more of those.
Muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Shiny day, buddy boy.
As people start eating, people also start mingling. The other crew member kind of like takes off his shirt, wrings it out over the deck, and puts it back on. I'm gonna go get changed. And he quickly runs below deck. The captain goes up to the helm, and without the help of any of the other crew members, the rest of you all, the crew members know this, that when he departs on a journey like this, he lets everyone partake in the feast, and he sets sail on his own. He goes, takes off the ropes from the dock. You see him, he's just sort of like taking his time, doing his thing. And you know not to help him. He likes doing this process on his own.
I will actually join him on the helm, but I'm just gonna like stand or sit on the banister and start to sing a song. The sounds of soft piano comes through my goop tom tom as the words, maybe I'm amazed at the way you love me all the time, or maybe I'm afraid of the way I love you.
Beautiful.
Just like low sounds of this song's coming through as people are eating and talking.
Amazing. And there's a few other crew members. There's a big keg of ale that is brought up, and a few of them raise their mugs up at you, Goop Daddy, as you're playing the tunes. And one of them even calls out, "Borbo, why don't you join him?"
All right, just this time. And then I have to go down to, because my instrument's huge. It's below deck, so I go down to pick up my instrument. And it's mounted on the wall next to the fishing area, and Porbo comes out with this huge, I would say like 12-foot, like it's basically the size of him, this crab kind of instrument, grotesque instrument, and it's kind of like a hollowed out crab shell, claw, and it has like holes on it, almost like a flute, kind of like a horn flute-esque kind of thing. and then he goes to the side of the ship, and then he, like, as the captain sets sails, he kind of goes, like, you know, like the hunting horn kind of thing, just to set off like onto the journey.
Bom, 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 bom.
And he
Yeah,
puts in a
and-
couple of notes too, and yeah, makes it a bit more spicy. But
Well then, good Bobo. Oh, is that a battle flawn?
it's my own creation. It's a hunting horn.
Amazing. Let's
Come take a
switch it
look.
up and get people ready to party. What would you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?
I think Ika, hearing this, would like to just silently come up and smirking at the two gentlemen playing their instruments, whip out her fiddle as well, and say to the men, just hops up on next to them, maybe on the banister, and playing some nice tunes there, fellas. Mind if I join in? And
Please, the more the merrier.
Have you heard of jazz? I'm joking.
Three-point jazz?
Orville, all of a sudden, it's like there's like a dead space, and then he's just like, like with the horn.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm feeling that. I'm gonna start making like a little. I'll use like both minor illusion and prestidigitation to like create like these like lights and sparkles and things like that as we're playing.
Yeehaw!
Rowan's just eating. I think whenever the captain does one of these feasts, he waits a little just to make sure the guests have had something to eat, and then starts eating as much
Voracious.
meat as he can. And slowly but surely, and I think he's starting from like the far end of the table and is just eating and eating and eating. And if someone offers him a drink, he just drinks just the whole drink, puts it down, eating, nodding his head to the beautiful music.
Yeah, and you end up like you wait a little while before you start eating because there's one gentleman with the buzz cut. He's he doesn't touch the food. He's just kind of sitting off to the side.
I go. I can't wait that long, so I go. I go to find.
I also don't eat the food.
But you're playing music. You're doing a roll.
Yes. Just so we know, I haven't touched the feast.
So I'll go to the general. This is the purple guy.
No, he's the mostly human individual.
Mostly human. So I come up to this this person. Esteemed guest, will you be having some of the feast?
I don't have much of an appetite. I'm fine, thank you.
You're not ill, are you? And I go to like one knee to try and kind of get on his level, a little closer to his face.
You see, he kind of like, I've never sailed before.
I see. Here. And I go into my medicinal pouch and I give him, basically it's like a small packet of dried herbs. You just sprinkle this in some water and you will feel less uneasy. It helps getting your sea legs. Just a sprinkle at a time. Don't have all of it, or else you will probably just fall asleep.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Warren, by the way.
Warren, what a coincidence. My name is Rowan, and it seems that those are closer in a world full of names and things.
Right. Well, sorry, I need that water. And he steps up, and he's kind of like a little bit off balance, and clings to the edge of the ship, and walks over to the tables where there's some water.
Perfect. I think, job done. Back. I go to the table and I do what I wanted to do, which was start the eating. Feeling good that I helped one of the crew. There's no one else By the way, I think Rowan is now like, oh, is there anybody else who has Neaton? I do see Trevor playing music over with Borbo and Ika, but they're also near the captain. They're playing music. I'm like, okay, everything's fine over there.
Yeah, you see the fancy, the well-dressed gentleman. He's kind of like standing there, and he's like, "No plates. I just have to take it with my hand. This is oh." And he kind of like reaches, and he's trying to like scoop up some of the goop with his with some bread, and he's being very careful. I'm like, it smells quite nice, actually. Ooh. Oh. He's eating it, and he's sort of like being very cautious and looking at people like
Rowan, though, watching
every
him
time.
first put it in, and he's just like, come on. Yes, perfect.
Warbo was like watching from the side also. Like, is he gonna eat the fish?
Yeah, and so people are enjoying themselves. They're eating this beautiful music playing, and the ship starts to sail. All of a sudden, there's kind of like as the sails are as they're rolling down, they instantly fill up with wind as the ship starts to roll off the dock. The captain is now at his wheel at the helm. He does a quick little spin with it and stops it and puts it into place and walks away from it. He checks the sails. He's looking out at it, and the sails too have the same emblem that he has on his hat of the vulture. It's kind of like a vulture curled around itself with its wing like hung over its head. And he goes. He checks some of the ropes, and this all takes him a bit of time. People are enjoying the feast, and eventually he walks up to the table and grabs a big chunk of fish with his bare hands and just starts eating and going crazy on it.
I'll say that Trevor will wait until people are mostly done, and then he's just gonna go and he's gonna like, if there's like a bucket of bones or something, like people been putting the bones or whatever, he's just gonna like put a hand into the bucket or onto the plate, and you see the bones start to like be absorbed in through his arm and rest in his belly, and that's all he does is he eats those bones.
Ooh, composting.
Quite handy.
Warble notices that, and then he walks up and he's like, "Do you need some more? I have plenty downstairs."
Oh my god.
Well, if you're offering, I'll never say no to a good bone or two.
Oh my god.
Follow me. Just follow me downstairs.
If I could win, I'd be winking right now.
Man, Hexagon Wilds early tonight.
Leads him by the hand. So gently.
But yeah, I basically just go downstairs. Like he's already been there before, and then there's like that bucket full of scraps like we cut up recently. It's all like all the swordfish scraps and like the large bones that we weren't used. Yeah, there's a bunch of bones in there. It's like a barrel of bones.
Just put my head in the bucket. You start to see it all like kind of be absorbed into my body, and then when I get up, I'm like kind of like squatter than I was before, like a little bit more round.
The bones are like arranged almost like a human,
Almost like
kind of like floating around a little bit. I feel like little bubbles start to like kind of come off of
They say I'm a bag of bones. Literal.
Oh, literally.
They say I'm a bag of meat. Some say I'm bacon.
What's bacon?
I don't know either.
Sounds delicious.
And so as the two of you are below deck doing this, you do catch a glimpse. There's a couple crew members are they're coming up and down. You hear them, they're a little bit rowdy, they've been drinking. And then that purple skinned individual, and the two of you actually everyone can give me a history check.
Everyone.
I'd love to.
Everyone, yeah.
I think I have a disadvantage. Is that correct?
That's a commanding 10 for Trevor.
Less commanding 8.
10, 8,
17.
17.
Got a
Okay.
history buff over here.
So, Robert, why do you have a disadvantage?
Oh no, yeah, no. The director confirmed I don't have one.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have a disadvantage.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, not 20. So
Okay.
suck it,
17.
sheriff.
All right. So, Ika, you know that the purple-skinned individual is an Ashlandian. He comes from a distant land of ears. It's the continent of ears. And they're you don't see too many of them, but you come from Tantor'In, which is the people of Tantor'In are a little more educated, let's say. So
Sure.
you've seen a few in your life, or maybe you've heard of them. But he's got this beauty, especially now that the sun has set. His skin is like practically glowing. His veins kind of glow in the darkness, and he's got this sort of like blue glow under his purple skin. He goes below deck. Those of you in the kitchen see him pass. There's kind of like a faint glow as he's walking, and he passes the kitchens and what you assume to be towards the guest room. And he's just all alone.
I wonder what that guy's up to, Borbo.
Let's go ask him.
Yeah, let's. But let's do it real quiet like.
I don't think Borbo could stealth, unfortunately.
Oh my god. 11.
I don't wait for an answer. I just kind of like he moves
walking.
so weird, Trevor. He kind of like cartwheels away, but as he cartwheels, you notice that his pants and his bandolier and all the bones inside don't actually like move. Just his limbs kind of like circle as he.
I looked at his like behavior, and I was like, I mumbled to myself, and I thought I was a weird guy.
I am going to try and be quiet though as I follow him.
Go ahead and
He
make a stealth check for me.
My eye.
And then
Well-
extra pets for Appa, I believe, because Appa's going on the train.
I will absolutely. But the roll was +6, so that's a 19. And then we go give us a best.
The guns of love.
Did he say 19?
Yes.
Okay.
A 19.
Yeah, so there's just like some very, soft sounds of goop kind of making contact with the surfaces as he's kind of rolling through. Borbo, how are you making your way?
Literally, I'm pretty sure like the scalp, my scalp is grinding against the top. I'm at max height. Basically, I'm like, I'm not basically, I'm like skinning my top of my scalp basically as on the wood.
That's just the splintered forehead. I can just.
They're like sticking out, but he doesn't even feel it. Like
But I do imagine Borbo like some like thick snorts every now and then.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's a grunty guy.
Just breathing heavy.
It's not his personality, it's the stealth. So I think regardless of his attempt, I'll definitely be heard. But maybe Slime Boy over here won't be heard.
okay, the ship kind of creaks as you're walking. You hit you're grinding up against the top of the ceiling. For some reason, you're not crouching at all, and you're just kind of going. And even though you're following like a couple feet behind Goop Daddy, you're making a ton of noise. And the guy is kind of walking up, and even though you're making a bunch of noise, he doesn't look back. He doesn't really pay you much mind. You see, he kind of turns into the guest room, and Trevor, as you kind of round the corner, you see he goes into his he's got like a large bag that he brought with him, and he opens it up, and he looks at it, and he pulls out like a big gourd.
Borbo
A
would definitely
gourd?
turn the corner.
A massive gourd. It's like a 4-foot gourd.
From my bag.
Did he wear it on his back?
He was. I mean, it was inside of a bag, so it was kind of like hidden. And he kind of just takes it, and
How big was the bag?
it was a massive bag. It was like a
Okay.
huge bag to carry. Yeah.
It's a duffel bag.
You
Full
see
of
like a
sand.
few other things in the bag with the gourd, but he takes out the gourd and he's like hoists it up a little bit, and he's looking at it, and you see he like brings it up to his forehead, and he kind of he's kind of like muttering some things to himself.
Just interrupt him coming out of nowhere as he's muttering, "Mighty fine gourd you have there, fellow passenger."
He puts it in the bag, closes it up, and he goes, "Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you. Hello.
Put her there. They call me Trevor Boom, aka Goop Daddy. I'm here to ensure you have entertainment."
He's looking at you and looks at your hand and grabs your hand for a handshake.
It's like there's so little resistance.
He like,
Squeeze
yeah. He feels a bone in there, and he's like, he kind of lets go, and he goes, "Nice to meet you. I'm Sulim."
Yeah, Borbo turns the corner, and then I don't know if the door is closed or not, but he kind of like poof, this freaking smashes the door open basically.
Oh my gosh. Hello.
He just doesn't say anything. He just looks looks at their hands, giving a handshake, and he just observes.
Are you both?
You know Borbo, of course. He's a crew member and a horn player extraordinaire. He's the one responsible for the delicious meal, I think.
Just the fish.
Well, it was delicious. Thank you.
Don't sell yourself short, my porcine friend.
Short.
He kind of looks at you, Borbo. He goes, "Thank you. It was quite delicious.
So I
And
also
the music that the two of you were playing, it was very different than anything else I've ever heard."
he'll try to squat. Borbo will try to at least get partially to his like height, not to seem so intimidating. So, how come you didn't really like any of the food?
No, I quite enjoyed it, actually.
This is not the guy with the top hat.
Oh, okay, he wasn't the one that was hesitating on the food.
No.
Oh,
This
okay.
is the purple skinned guy. He's the Ashlandian.
Okay, my bad. Whoops.
He goes, no, it was quite good. Yes. Thank you. Now, it was nice meeting you, but I would like to do some of my prayers.
Where are you from, good sir?
Who are you?
Okay.
Oh my God.
Please give me your life story in detail.
I'm just traveling on my own. Please, if you don't mind, I would really like to do my prayers.
Well, I'd never keep a man from his.
I would like to do an intimidation check on him to like basically draw more information. I'm not trying to kill him or anything. I'm just trying to be like, I want to know more information about you, because he's a bit suspicious, right? He's also this dude. Is this like I heard him like mumbling. I don't think I saw the gourd, but a little suspicious.
He's still got the gourd out. I think.
Oh, he does?
No.
Or, I thought
No, he kind of like
Oh,
quickly put it in. It's not completely covered. Like if you look, you see there's like this large object inside the bag. But I mean, you can't really discern what it is, Borbo. You can go ahead and roll that
basically,
intimidation check.
The type of intimidation I just wanted to do is like based off his response. Like I don't even want to like verbally say anything. I just want to snort like as if I didn't like his response, kind of thing, as if like he's like telling us to get out of here. So yeah, I just want to kind of intimidate him and just try to pry out a bit more information. Just yeah. I'll roll for that.
Sure.
I believe I have an advantage as well if I need it. Yep. Well, I just got a 10, so it's not that.
can I give him advantage? You know what I'll do? I'll trill a little tune like a little whistly tune and bardically inspire you
What's
and
that?
say, and I'll just kind of like, Borbo, the strongest fisherman in the seas.
Purple blushes.
So he kind of gulps. He looks at the two of you, especially you, Borbo. He sighs, sits down on his hammock. He kind of swings a little bit and has to catch himself. And he reaches down into the bag and pulls out the gourd and kind of rests it partially on his lap. He goes, "Well, since I mean, I'll be here with you all for a few weeks. I might as well tell you about myself. I come from, well, I'd rather not say where I'm from if that's all right. But I'm looking for someone very dear to me."
Warble plays like as he's explaining the story. He plays his little conch, like little like ocarina thing, and like makes it like extra sad because he's about to get that story, so he's ready for it basically.
Yeah, I start to accompany your little tunes with like just like somber, like ambient noises, kind of.
Yeah, we're listening though.
I need to return this to them. And he kind of like, presents the gourd. But I was praying for them. I was praying for this journey that we make it across the sea safe and that I can find her again.
Who is she?
My sister.
Is she your lover?
What? Borbo.
No.
What?
Borbo, I know I've just met you, but that seems a little careless to say.
You can't hear from all the way up there.
Yeah, I grunt. Just grunt.
Excuse my new friend. We'll leave you to your worrying.
Wait. When I'm from the excellent musicians who can rouse emotions with their songs. You've done the same to me. In a way, it's almost like a prayer. If you don't mind, may I finish it here with the two of you here? I'll pray for you as well.
Couldn't hurt.
Warble starts doing a little hum.
And you see he kind of like shakes it a little bit, and you hear like the sloshing of the liquid inside the gourd, and he presses his forehead against it, and he's mumbling under his breath very, very, very faintly. You can't make out any of it really. He's also speaking in what seems to be like a different language of sorts, and his veins kind of begin to glow a little bit more. And it doesn't take him very long, maybe about 5 minutes, and he slowly pulls the gourd away from his forehead, and then kind of like does a little bowing gesture to it before putting it back in his bag. And he really pushes it up against the wall and kind of like tucks it where his hammock is and make sure it's not like anywhere close to anyone else's things. Thank you.
Is there any way we could help? You seem like a shy boy.
Muted.
I'm muted?
No, it's me.
Oh, sir.
I just say thank you for sharing. What was your name again, good sir?
Barbo.
No, not Borbo. I know you.
Salim. I am Salim.
Salim.
Dion.
Salim Madir, actually. Borbo, was it? And Goop. Is that what you said?
You're almost there. My name's Trevor Boom, but my stage name is Goop Daddy. You must have heard of me.
I have now.
I'm renowned throughout Vast and most recently Vardinal.
Well, when I eventually return home, I'll spread your good word.
If I knew what your home was called, I would put it on my next tour list.
Well, unfortunately, they're not too open to outsiders.
Hey, Goop, aren't you selling CDs?
I haven't dropped my mixtape yet, but you can find it on SoundCloud.
CDs? What are these like? Like you plant them?
Yes, I'd like to think that every song and rhyme plants a little seed of joy in the minds of all who hear them.
I see.
Is that what you mean, Boba?
Yes, exactly. Plants a seed into her little heart. And I poke, like, kind of poke him at his heart.
He tries to like kind of pull away a little bit, but you take up so much space in this place that there's not really anywhere he can really go. He just kind of like accepts it at a certain point. He goes, "It's going to be a long journey." And as the two of you enjoy the company of Salim below deck, we go above deck. The feast is still continuing. People still eating the remnants of whatever's left of food, and people are still drinking. The captain, though, although he stuffed his face, has not had a drop of liquor. He licks off his fingers and kind of wipes his hands off on his coat as he kind of makes his way around the deck. And he stops at you, Ika. Ika, do you have a moment?
Captain.
Come join me. And he
Before
walks over
she,
to the edge of the ship.
Before she follows him, she just swipes a few more pieces of fish and makes a little a mug of good old ale with her.
Very nice.
You see Rowan still eating.
Yeah, the captain's walking. He does his whole, performance and puts his hands behind his back, and he gives you a little glance, Rowan, and gives you a nod. And as he steps to the edge of the ship, he looks out over at the sea. The ship is well in its way of sailing by this point, and it is just going. No one's at the helm. He's just standing there, without even looking at you. He goes, "You ever been to Geneset before?"
I may or may have not. Heard it's very nice there.
It's a beautiful place, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's very nice.
Depends on your perspective.
Certainly it does. I get the feeling that you've been around a Genemental or two.
What makes you say that?
I can feel it off of you. Changes you. Got a bit of the elements inside you.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Ain't that the truth? He kind of glances up at the sail, and you notice just briefly it almost fills with a little more air. Looks back down at you and goes, "You need to be careful. The call is strong. It'll want every little bit of you. You understand?"
I do, Captain, but I ain't afraid.
Back where you're from, rogue Genemental or two, leaves a little mark. But on Geneset, it'll change you. And it'll change you for good. That's why you got to be careful. And he reaches into his coat and he takes out a little vial of something. And he goes, "There's a formality when visitors arrive on the shores of Geneset. You see, when I say it's dangerous," he shakes it, he looks at it. I mean that quite literally. He hands it to you. Medicine for ether sickness. You've got a lot of it in you. I can feel it. It won't be long before it begins to change you, and not for the better. and it'll kill you quick too. So when you start feeling the symptoms, you take that real quick, you understand? None of my crew are going to die on that island.
She takes the vial from him and inspects it a little bit and maybe maybe understands fully what he means and looks back up at him and nods and aye, Captain. Much obliged.
My pleasure. I love this. You know, the wind in my hair, sea breeze. There ain't nothing better. Anyways, enjoy yourself, Ika. Enjoy yourself. Tomorrow I'll put you to work.
Wouldn't love anything more than that. Nothing makes me feel more at home than working.
Now, as long as the weather and the winds are friendly.
Rain or shine, you don't gotta worry about me.
Good. But I'd like to have another talk with you at some point on this voyage. Not like you have many places to go. There'll be plenty of time for that.
Say that again. And,
he just sort of continues staring off.
Ika kind of hops up on a banister and kind of looks out in the distance along with him, sipping on the ale. And as she does that, she also takes out her little pocket watch and checks her crystal once again.
You peer into the crystal, and it's small little blue crystal in your. You said it was your pocket watch?
Yeah, because I, from what I understood, I could like imbue it inside or like infuse it on something, like attach it.
You could have had it like affixed to the pocket watch itself, but the crystal, it's like you can connect it to places, people, or items that share the element with the crystal.
Oh, okay.
In this particular instance, it's connected to someone,
Right.
and so it's not. It could be physically connected to the pocket watch, but it's not connected in that sense.
Okay, so that'll be the case for her then.
Okay,
makes it easy to keep track of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you look off, and it kind of imparts a very, very faint glow. You see there's kind of these little droplets that begin to sort of form around it, but they're super, super small. Normally, in the past, when you've held it and when it was bright and strong, it would completely envelop in water, and when you thought about the person who it is connected to, it would even kind of point in the direction that they are. But right now, just the little droplets kind of faintly kind of move slightly off of the crystal, giving you a bit of an uneasy feeling.
She gives a soft chuckle and then closes it shut again and gives a little kiss on it and says to herself, "Hang tight, sugar."
You see, as you kind of close it, you catch the captain kind of, stealing a little bit of a glance over at the crystal. And when you close it, he kind of just looks back out over the sea. He doesn't say anything. And the two of you enjoy the view. As the night progresses, the food has been cleaned off of the tables. Rowan, I think you're one of the few last ones there. You've accomplished your goal.
I think it's the type of thing where Rowan like finishes the last bit and sighs. He goes, "Well, that's all," and starts to clean up.
And as you start to clean up, you see a few of the other crew members start helping you with that. Some of them are a little bit, let me help with that. And they're grabbing it, and they're not exactly stable on their feet. You see Gilbert. He's up there. He's pretty. He's not drunk really. He's got still his wits about him. And he goes, "So, out of 10, how was it?"
You know me, Gilbert. It's probably, I put it at top 20 feasts we've ever had. The new fish was definitely interesting.
You say that every time, Rowan. Yeah. I mean, I was working with something I've never even really seen before. What the heck was that thing, huh? Anyways, I thought it was pretty good. I'd give myself a 10.
Well, I must say, in terms of quantity, having boiled fish, these enormous beings from the deep, I'm almost satisfied. I think Gilbert would know that Rowan is almost never satisfied.
Yeah, he kind of looks at you. One day, buddy. One day. Look, I'm pooped. Wanna help me bring these things back to the kitchen?
Yes.
Thanks, buddy. You guys carry the things down. As you're making your way, though, there's the well-dressed gentleman. He kind of steps into your paths. He goes, "Oh, excuse me, just one moment. Where do I go if I need to relieve myself?"
I mean, I look at Gilbert, I look back at this guy, and I look at Gilbert, and I think I'd let Gilbert answer this one.
Yeah, he goes, well, I mean, you got a few options. He looks him up and down, and then the man goes, "Oh no!" And he goes, "Well, no, it's all right. It's all right. We got a place below deck. We got a place below. Come on." And he goes, "Here you go, Road." And he piles up whatever plates and stuff he's carried onto your what you're carrying. You got this, right? And he kind of gives you a little nudge with his peg leg. And he goes, "Come on, let's go down." And he brings the well-dressed gentleman. And he goes, "Oh, thank you. And he goes, by the way, my name is." Oh no, where's my name?
My old age catches up to you.
Yes, how can I forget? I'm so nervous about where you're about to bring me. But and his voice kind of trails off as the two of them walk away. But he goes,
No, I didn't get his name.
Sir Lulelo. And he kind of just walks up below deck.
Sir Dulelo?
Lulelo.
Sir Lulelo.
Lulelo.
Lulelo. And so you go below deck and you get into the kitchen with your plates and everything that you're carrying, and you spot two of the guests are actually in there. One of them seems the dwarven lady is kind of ruffling through one of the barrels of the kitchen. So it's the orc and the dwarf lady. It's like a scrawny orc and a short redhead dwarf lady.
I start to put the dishes down, and I think they see me get the tools necessary to start cleaning stuff, and I look over at the orc, and I just go, quite scrawny for an orc. What happened to all your muscle?
Hey, the heck, man?
I didn't mean to offend. I'm making an observation about your slimness.
Yeah, well, kind of like walks up to you and goes, "Just because I'm scrawny doesn't mean I'm not strong, all right? I don't mind him." Lady kind of like rushes up. She's got like a big sausage in her hands. Nah, sorry, I'm not much of a seafood eater. Get out of here, Mobwe. He goes, and he kind of like bumps up against you as he walks by.
I think he bounces off of me as soon as I'm a 300-pound being.
All right. Now he does look scrawny, but he's no pushover.
He's trying to push me. Yeah, roll. I'll roll a counter athletics if you like.
Okay. You can do yeah, let's do a contested roll.
Perfect.
Just strength.
Oh, I rolled so bad. Oh, not athletics.
No, we'll just do flat strength.
Fuck.
Okay. What'd you get?
I don't want to say. I got a 9.
Okay, he got a 12. So I think like he kind of just like bumps you, and he doesn't really push you all that much, but he's trying. He's being an ass on purpose. And he just kind of like walks past you.
I think. Well, I mean, he bumps me enough that I say that. Oh, surprisingly strong indeed.
And he just kind of gives a little snort and stomps off.
So I looked down at the dwarf. It seemed quite angry at that.
Well, he doesn't like to be called scrawny. He's got a bit of a complex.
I see. I didn't think I used that word, but I'll watch out in the future when I address.
It's all right. It's all right. Honestly, he kind of gets pissed at everything.
Yes. Did you bring that sausage?
No, I found it in the bin over there.
Oh, don't let Gilbert catch you then. Might I have your name that I might address you properly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Nira.
Nira.
Short and sweet. And she gives out her hand to shake yours.
I take it in like a deep clasp, go for the forearm type of deal.
Okay.
Rowan.
yeah. No, I don't want to boast my strength at all. Thank you. That's a strong grip you got there.
I apologize. Perhaps I'm hungry. I get up and start to do the dishes again. Did she hold the sausage up for
she
me?
literally like shoves the sausage into your face.
Ooh.
Or as close as she can. She's very short compared to you. Well, she's like half your size.
I'm just gonna roll. I have the wherewithal to daintily, and I take a bite off the tip. And then she sees my sharp teeth just slice through the meat so easily. I go, spices, I like it.
And then she finishes off the rest of the sausage in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, I keep watching. Like, I'll talk to her while she's here. Oh. What is it you don't like about fish, and why are you on this voyage?
Well, I mean, you don't get much fish when you grow up in a mountain. Never really, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me, I'm a meat lover.
Same. All flesh can be consumed in a delicious manner.
Yeah, especially when you cook it. When you cook it, right?
A cute Anakin meme. Just keeps washing dishes, and you see him do that bobble of the head where it's not quite a no or a yes.
So she's just sitting there and goes, so sorry, my I'm not good with names. What was your name again?
Rowan. And I had asked a secondary question to the fish question, which was where or what you were doing on this journey. Where were you going?
Well, the me and Mom, we were. I heard there's some work to be done there, and I don't eat much fish, but working at docks, sometimes it pays well. And I heard that there's some nice cash to be made at Geneset.
Yes, it costs money to live in society. That's a strange quirk of being a civilized person.
Nothing gets past you, huh?
It shouldn't. Usually I am fast and perceptive, but you know.
Yeah. You sail often?
Better part of a year I've been sailing. I'm excited to go back to Geneset. It is a place that calls to me. I feel the magics inside myself responding to it.
Oh, wow. That sounds deep.
Mm.
And what about the work there? What's it like?
I've been saving monies to go and perhaps be there more permanently. But it seems that, as you said, working on the ship and the dock have provided more. So this time I will spend more time, and then we will see. Perhaps I will leave the sea.
Man, I hope it works out for the two of us. I don't want to have to travel again. I mean, come on. How many times do I got to go from one place to the other? It's just like never ending. I kind of just want to, stay in one place,
Yes. I think traveling is what I would like to do for the rest of my life. There are so many experiences, and they are all different, all valuable.
Yeah. Hey, Rowan, you're pretty interesting.
You yourself, I enjoy this conversation, and I think I reach and I take one of Gilbert's, he probably has like his own like stash of other like a different smoked sausage. I just take a little one, or maybe a one that was already cut, and just pass it over to her, and give her a very slow wink, and keep eating.
Thank you. And she takes it, and you can see she's still quite hungry. She didn't eat anything above deck. Maybe she had some bread or something. But yeah, she eats the sausage, and she goes, "Oh, now that's a good one." And she just kind of like gobbles it up. And as she's doing that, you suddenly hear some commotion just outside the kitchen. The voice of Lulelo as he goes, I cannot believe that you would have me do that there. How dare you? And he kind of stomps past, and Gilbert's like, wait. But like, where else are you going to do it? And he kind of like stops and takes a look and sees the two of you. He goes, that's not my problem anymore. He's the one who's got a mop, right? He comes over to the kitchen and he goes, you eating my sausages?
I mean, are you talking to yourself? Or?
No, he's talking to you. He's talking to you.
I think I quickly like look down in shame and look up at Gilbert and I say, Gilbert, I think you owed me one.
Endless appetite, huh? Hey, I feel it generous. And he opens the drawer and he takes out two more and he drops one in front of you, Rowan. And he goes, you want one? And she goes, oh, certainly. I haven't had any. And he gives it over to you, to Rena, and she kind of takes it. And,
incredible. Don't out her. He drops one in front of me, and I think it's like his eyes open. He's like, yes. Descends on the sausage, like one claw out, pricks it in. He's like, he eats the whole thing. He's probably a little more open and free with Gilbert there. And so, yeah, just devours the.
Beautiful. Yeah. sausage consumed. And the three of you will, talk a little bit. She'll introduce herself to Gilbert, and Gilbert will
I
talk
did have
about-
one question
Mhm.
for her,
Oh, okay.
which was, do you know of the sickness of the island? Are you prepared?
No, sickness. Well, it was the first time hearing about this.
It is trouble for some who are unaffected by the magics of the Genemental.
Oh, um, well, and you see there's kind of like this look of like realization on her face, like oh, we just set sail. Like there's no going back now, you know. She's like, okay, well, all right, and what do we do when we get sick? What?
Highwind Core has the medicines. There will be stops, and perhaps some additional ingredients could be gotten. And I may
Okay.
help as well.
Okay, all right. Oh, damn. Okay, I gotta tell Mobwe. Thanks, Rowan. That means a lot.
If you need anything, let me know.
Yeah. Oh, and great sausage. And he just says that to Gilbert, and he goes, I got the best sausage. And he just gets back to work washing dishes.
Yes, all the ladies say.
And he kicks you with his peg leg.
I weird smile.
Not at sea, Rowan. Only when we dock. Not in that way. And we will pan out from the ship as the ship sails off into the horizon. As our night comes to a close, our guests go below deck, prepare for a night of sleep. Some stay up on the deck relatively late, looking out at the sea. The captain stays up there all night. Crew members passing out, those who have drank too much. Others, taking their time to enjoy the solitude that night brings. But here in our real world, it is the closing of our night as well as the session comes to a close. Now, thank you, everyone, for joining us for this first ever episode of Geneset Rising. We will start next Thursday with our two other players, Shadim and Shai, and they are playing as Genementals from the island of Geneset. So we will have a little bit of a different look and experience at what they are doing. So please stay tuned for that. Man, how do you do an outro? It's been a long time.
I've done it for like months in a row, and I still don't know how to do it.
We are the Hexagon. We stream every Tuesday and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. So please come and join us and watch our shows. We put a lot of effort into building out this world. And of course, you can find us on all of the social medias. And by all, I mean YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok sometimes. So look forward to that. And if you haven't already, please join us in the Discord. A link will be posted in the chat. Please and thank you. And we're the Hexagon, baby, and we're Hexagon. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Farewell.
Yeah. Oh, he's here to say it. Excellent.
You mean excellent?
Oh,
Yuck, 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 yuck.
should have been so easy.
It was yuck. Chat was clamoring for EXP, but
No, not this session. Not this session.